set, and away they go. Panarea in the centre in the all-blue jacket, just going to be dropped in these very early stages behind Rawasi, who was well away. On the right in the noseband is Appealing, tracked by Gutsy Girl in a red cap, and the light blue jacket is Lucana, is towards the back of the field in the early stages of this John Guest Racing British EBF Fillies Novice Stakes. And it's Rawasi, the daughter of Blue Point, one of two daughters of Blue Point in this race, that leads the way, tracked through by the odds-on favourite Panarea with the white blaze. William Buick in the all-blue jacket. On the right is Appealing, then Gutsy Girl and Locana. Down the centre of the racecourse, more or less here, as they race now inside the final 3 furlongs, about 2.5 from the finish, and it's Rawasi that leads. Panarea just nudged along in the slipstream of this leader. On the near side is Appealing, Gutsy Girl on the right in that red cap, and Locana, but it's still Rawasi that leads the way as they run up the hill towards the final furlong. Chased now by Panarea, and Panarea begins to pick up and joining the leader. Not quite past her yet though, Rawasi and Panarea. And Panarea now gets her nose in front. Rawasi rallying though, far side. They go head and head up to the line, and Panarea will do just enough on debut. From in second, Rawasi. Locana running on in third from Gutsy Girl and Appealing. And they're off, and dwelling in the stalls was Appia, forfeiting a good 6 or 7 lengths. Long way to go and plenty of time to make up the ground, but not the best start from Harry Davis's mount. And going on in these early stages, Temporize, and down the near side now Pledge of Allegiance under Thorhammer Hansen, and it's Pledge of Allegiance who bounds into the lead. 2 lengths then to Temporize, to Miller in the green jacket on the inside of Blazeon 5 in the orange and white diamonds. Then King Eagle, the maroon jacket of Lady Bamford, worn by Ryan Moore. Malacana to his inside in the black and yellow checks, and then slightly detached, making up a bit of the lost ground, is Appia. Running into their first turn then, and approaching the final 1.5 miles, and they'll soon be passing the 1.5 miles starting point, which will be the big moment tomorrow before the King George the 6th and Queen Elizabeth QIPCO Stakes. And heading down the hill on their longish run to Swinley Bottom, Pledge of Allegiance by a couple of lengths to Temporize up on the outside of Tamilla. 2 lengths away to Blazeon 5, and then Malacana, King Eagle, and 2 lengths last now to Appia, who'd probably be about 9 to 10 off the leader. Pledge of Allegiance leading them down the hill here in the visor for the first time. Temporize close up. Tamilla on the inside, bounded to the start, got a little warm. Followed then by Blazeon 5 and Malacana on the inside. William Buick in those check colours, seeking a double after Panarea's first race win. King Eagle, the favourite, held up second last, and Appia remains the back marker. Now inside the final mile, and therefore passing the halfway stage, and Pledge of Allegiance just opening up a little bit at Swinley Bottom, going 6 or 7 lengths clear, allowed to stride on, and now they're going to meet the rising ground and passing the 7 furlong marker. So Pledge of Allegiance with a good 6-length advantage over Temporize in second, Tamilla in third, then Blazeon 5, Malacana, King Eagle and Appia in this John Guest Racing Brown Jack Handicap. A very historical race here at Ascot, the Brown Jack, and racing up the hill then, and on their way towards the final 5 furlongs, and if anything, Pledge of Allegiance is going further clear. The gap must be now 8 or 9 lengths to Temporize in second, Blazeon 5 behind those on the outside, then Tamilla under pressure, King Eagle improving into 4th place, Ryan Moore maybe slightly alarmed, then Appia running on. Malacana's dropped away along with Tamilla. Now the lead has been eroded down to about 3 lengths as Temporize and Blazeon 5 are cutting back Pledge of Allegiance. Then King of Eagle, Pledge of Allegiance quickly passed by Temporize and Blazeon 5. Then King Eagle, who's got about 4 or 5 lengths to make up in the home straight, and Appia on the outside, and it's Blazeon 5 that now strikes the front under Jack Mitchell, goes 1.5 lengths ahead of Temporize in second place. They're strung out behind, and now entering the final furlong and a half. Blazeon 5, Temporize is trying to stay on again in second place and is getting closer inside the furlong pole. Blazeon 5 looking vulnerable now to 2 on the outside, Temporize. Temporize gets to within a half length. Now it's maybe a neck. They race up to the line. Blazeon 5 is just holding on very gamely. Blazeon 5 lasted home, fell in from Temporize. And they're off. Slight coming together between Pearle Door and Leishman. Global Esteem in the pink jacket, who stays a mile, leading the way over this 7 furlongs from Snuggle. And then Captain Cuddles just slotting into 3rd place. Spirited Guest in the white with the blue cap is behind those. In the blue with the white cap is Flying Secret. And then back to Grenham Bay, the grey, Leishman, Pearle Door and Mobasha in the black and orange is the back marker. So Global Esteem getting away a little bit in these early stages by 2.5 lengths. Kaya Fraser trying to exploit this horse's guaranteed stamina over 7 furlongs. Doesn't want to go too quickly though. Global Esteem clear by 5 lengths now to Captain Cuddles in 2nd. Back in 3rd is Snuggle. Behind those Flying Secret. The grey Grenham Bay on the right is Spirited Guest, and further back to Leishman, and then Pearle Door, who's 2nd last, and Mobasha held up at the rear of the field. Just over 2.5 furlongs left to gallop, and Global Esteem still loose on the field here, but they're beginning to close. Captain Cuddles now drawing nearly alongside far side. Snuggle coming with a run. Then Flying Secret. Pearle Door cruising forward in the yellow sleeves and cap. Then Mobasha. Pearle Door comes to challenge Captain Cuddles. Then Snuggle and Mobasha wavering there. Captain Cuddles. Pearle Door in front of Mobasha from the back of the field, being delivered by Ryan Moore. Pearle Door just holding on from Mobasha up towards the line. Pearle Door and Jason Watson have done enough. From Mobasha in 2nd, Captain Cuddles in 3rd, a gap to Snuggle. It's the John Guest Racing Handicap, 1.5 miles, and away they jump. Protected Guest just made a slightly stuttering beginning, but not too far behind them, and is usually held up anyway. 1 for the Gutter into an early lead. The recent course and distance winner from Knowlton Cross, light blue on the outside of Max Mayhem. Then the favourite Garcia in yellow colours. Protected Guest now getting up the inside of City Streak, and in the yellow cap out wide is the Whipmaster as they race through the first quarter mile, mostly downhill. 1 for the Gutter, and William Buick out in front. Cheap pieces fitted for the first time on 1 for the Gutter. From Knowlton Cross in 2nd, Max Mayhem on the rail, blue sleeves. Then Garcia, the Whipmaster, racing keenly up on the outside, and they are followed by Protected Guest and City Streak. Heading now towards the mile marker, and 1 for the Gutter, who knuckled down well to beat La Yarkle here last time. 1 for the Gutter from Knowlton Cross in 2nd, Max Mayhem 3rd, Garcia in 4th, the favourite under Tom Marquand in that yellow jacket, followed by Protected Guest and City Streak and the Whipmaster. Emerging out of Swinley Bottom now and facing the hill inside the final 7 furlongs, and 1 for the Gutter from Knowlton Cross. Max Mayhem on the inside of Garcia. The Whipmaster's been out wide most of the way from City Streak, and back on the inside is Protected Guest for the race sponsors John Guest Racing. Uphill then and on towards the final 5.5 furlongs. 1 for the Gutter, shadowed all the way by Knowlton Cross, Harry Davis. Then the Whipmaster on the outside of Garcia. Back on the inside, covered up is Max Mayhem from then City Streak. And last of all is Protected Guest. Heading now back towards the home turn and about to pass the 4 furlong marker. And Knowlton Cross is serving it up to 1 for the Gutter. Knowlton Cross on the outside just noses ahead of 1 for the Gutter as they make the turn into the home straight, Little in it. Then Max Mayhem, Garcia looking a big threat, full of running at the moment. Tom Marquand almost taking a pull there as they run into the home turn. They're followed by the Whipmaster, City Streak and Protected Guest down the home run. Knowlton Cross, Garcia about to challenge on the outside, still travelling very strongly. Then Max Mayhem coming through on the far side. 1 for the Gutter weakening. City Streak is staying on. Marquand now gets to work on the favourite Garcia. City Streak looks a major threat on the near side, really staying on well. Max Mayhem on the far side. City Streak and Max Mayhem going on. Then Knowlton Cross inside the final furlong. It's City Streak by half a length to Max Mayhem. City Streak from Max Mayhem, and City Streak wins the John Guest Racing Handicap. Jason Watson at the double. At the 1.5 mile start, and away they go. Just a little slower perhaps was Dashing Panther, who's going to be dropped in going forward. Open Choice on the outside. Scintillanti is handy on the inside. The grey After Party as they race through the first furlong. Flash Bardo is close up in the dark blue jacket. Out wide Military Tycoon in light green. Bug Boy back on the inside. Red sleeves from the favourite Alhambra Palace in the dark blue cap. Dashing Panther is a bit keen now out on the outside, followed back in the field by Flash Bardo, and then Socially Shady is last of all. They're pretty well packed together. The pace possibly not all that strong because one or two of them are really pulling in behind, and it's After Party followed in second by Open Choice. Out wide Military Tycoon going very handy, albeit 3 horses deep. Then Way of Life just to the inside, followed by Scintillanti, Bug Boy, then Alhambra Palace, Socially Shady, Dashing Panther and Flash Bardo at the back of the field as they round Swinley Bottom, and there'll be 10 or 11 lengths first to last. After Party taking them along here in the hands of Trevor Whelan from Open Choice, the handicap newcomer in second place. Military Tycoon up on the outside of Way of Life. Then Scintillanti just in between runners under Hayley Turner. Bug Boy back in the field, Alhambra Palace. And then Socially Shady, Dashing Panther towards the back with Flash Bardo. Racing on now, and they're inside the final 5.5 furlongs, uphill all the way, and it's After Party from in second. Open Choice, Military Tycoon up there on the outside. Scintillanti's getting a nice pull through in behind these. So too going okay is Way of Life on the inside from Bug Boy. Alhambra Palace is back in about 7th place, the market leader to the outside, dark blue cap. Then Socially Shady from Flash Bardo and Dashing Panther. Into the final bend now, just over 3 furlongs left to cover in this Slingsby Gin handicap. After Party a length and a half. Hard ridden is Open Choice in second. Way of Life round the inside, Military Tycoon. Then Scintillanti from Bug Boy. Alhambra Palace now being angled a little bit off the inside. Wider out is Dashing Panther, Socially Shady and Flash Bardo inside the final 2. After Party just hanging a little under pressure here, coming down the outside. Alhambra Palace picking up really impressively there, has really found something, but chased now by Flash Bardo and then Military Tycoon and Dashing Panther, but Alhambra Palace is stretching away in the hands of David Probert. 5-6 lengths clear of Flash Bardo, and this is an improver. Alhambra Palace clears away from the field and races right through the line to win. All just about set for this Berenberg October Club supporting Schoolreaders Fillies handicap. They jump away. Sarah's Verse was slow to stride. Last year's winner Cuban Breeze very quickly away here and scoots into a 2.5 length lead over Little Guff. Glamorous Breeze in the white sleeves. Holy Fire close up. Then behind these Origin Trail who's keen. Woolhampton on the extreme left in the black with the yellow stars, and Sarah's Verse tucking in now, but it's Cuban Breeze that spearheads the field. Glamorous Breeze is on the right, tracked by Holy Fire. Little Guff in the red yellow sash. Woolhampton over on the far side. They're followed by Origin Trail and Sarah's Verse. Now Cuban Breeze is being assailed by various challenges. Little Guff, Woolhampton doing well on the far side. Here's Glamorous Breeze full of running on the near side. Origin Trail is running on as well. It's all changed. Woolhampton leads just on the far side. Glamorous Breeze and Sarah's Verse finishing off well down the near side. Woolhampton leads to Glamorous Breeze and Sarah's Verse. They race up towards the line. It's Woolhampton. Woolhampton wins. Sarah's Verse possibly snatching second. Glamorous Breeze back in third and Origin Trail in fourth.